Fredy, I know you've probably been thinking about scoring in Rave Green for the Sounders against the Timbers for a long time. How did that feel?
Feels good, right? I mean, it's what I've been, working during the week. I'm just glad that we won today and I helped the team. That's all I can say.
Nico Moreno.
Sí, para Fredy, en español quería saber de qué forma tienes que entrar mentalmente preparado para impactar el juego desde la banca, en un momento que a lo mejor el partido está de una forma en la que no estás sintiendo, ya que no estás en el partido. Sí, más o menos esa parte de cómo lo tomas mentalmente.
Es un clásico. No hay mucho que preparar. Hay que estar en puntica de pies. Y a la hora que el entrenador me llame para ingresar al partido, sabía que tenía que responder.
Alonso, Augusto, please translate, and then we'll go to Alonso for next question. Augusto. Like
sorry, I was muted.
Thank you. Okay, please, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so the question was, Fredy, how do you prepare to come in and get into the game when you're coming from the bench? How do you prepare mentally to be ready at that moment when the game is not well defined yet? The answer was, it is a derby. So there is not much to prepare. You have to be ready and on your toes all the time and ready to get in when your coach calls you. And I'm just happy that I was able to come in and make a contribution.
Alonso.
Thank you, Matt. This question is for Fredy. Fredy, congratulations. And I would like to ask you, how do you feel in 2 games? You coming from the bench and 2 goals. And also, what were you talking to Raul Ruiz Diaz after the goal? Thank you.
It's always a great feeling when you play for a team that is always looking to win. The amount of touches, the amount of opportunities, that's what I'm good at. I believe that the talent that I have, I can help the team, create attack. Sometimes I can score goals. Sometimes I can help my teammate with some assists. And basically, I was talking to Raul that was time to put the game in ice. Basically just slow the plays and try to waste a little time because we knew that after that goal they were coming. They were going to react, and we needed to bring some momentum for us and waste time.
Chris Francis.
Hey, Steph, the guys I'm sure will ask you about the 1,000 saves and the wild sequence there that we saw in the 50-something minutes. But I'm curious, put this win in perspective because you're continuing this hot start here. It's just been pretty amazing on both sides, offensively and your defense as well. Can you just put this whole start in perspective, especially given this rivalry game?
Yeah, it's been great. I think I said a couple of days ago in the presser that, you're going to have your ups and downs every season, but why not start on an up, right? And quite a few challenges that we've already faced, and this was another one. But I think especially if you can overcome these difficult challenges, this is where you grow the most as a team and you gain the most confidence. And I think this spell will be huge when we are going to be in a dark hole, that we can look back at this and say, look, we've done things where we have quality. So far it's been great, but we're going to try to extend this for as long as we can because we're feeling good. We have guys like him coming in and contributing. I'm really happy. This is a big deal to come down here to your arch rival's home and get a win. It's massive.
All right, I'll ask you about the 1,000 saves. That's pretty impressive. Only 8 players in MLS history to get that done. I don't know if it speaks to you being in this league a long time, but that's still good work.
Thank you, appreciate it. I guess I'm a relic at this point, but no, it's I almost want to say that I've been blessed to be on teams where maybe I don't have to make too many saves. Trust me, it's a stat. It's a weird stat because I'm totally happy if I don't touch the ball at all in any games, and this guy gets 3 touches and 3 goals. That's fine with me. So I think goalkeepers never want to have too much action, but I'm happy that I've been able to play for a while. You know, I think after my nasty injury in Toronto, it upset me when people were saying that I was injury prone. I didn't think I was ever injury prone. I just had one really nasty injury. But since then, I've been able to play and stay healthy for the most part. I have good people around me that help me, great teammates that lessen my workload. And so I'm blessed. I'm very happy that I've been able to keep this going. And I have no stop in sight. I want to keep going for as long as I can. I'm happy to help you with this.
Thank you.
He say from me too.
Masvira, go ahead and take the next one.
Sure. Steph, speaking of being the center of attention, I mean, we got to talk about the obvious. So you saved the first one. I'm just wondering from a goalie perspective, what you have to do to regather yourself for that second one and just that process. And then the ref telling you, well, we got to take another one. Just how do you, not totally into it, but where do you go to get ready for that second one?
I think mentally you switch it around right away and you think, well, what's the kicker going through? He just missed one. He's got to take another one. So pressure is really on him. Revisit again. Last PK he took, he went to the right. The one before that, he went to the left. I kind of wanted to sell him going to the right on the first one and then ended up going left, was able to make the save, gets called back. I do the exact same pre-play, kind of sell that I'm going to right, but this time I do go to the right. Lucky that I don't touch the second one, really, because otherwise it's a fair ball. So it worked out. But it's one where you just need to, forget about it, move on to the next one. Hope to make it as difficult as possible for him, and we were able to get out of that one.
And one for Fredy. Fredy, what does it mean when you're sitting there and you're on the side and you see you got a goalkeeper out there, just the courageousness? What does that do to you to when you get in the game and want to contribute to a team?
Yeah, it helped us, give us that confidence that, hey, this game is going to come to us. Sometimes you need a little luck, and that happened to us in that particular play. And we're happy that on the other side, Raul scored a PK.
Thank you.
Jeremiah.
Sorry about that. Stefan, this week you talked a bit about playing out of the back and kind of assuming that Portland was going to be maybe pulling back a little bit and not be pressing as high. It seemed at least to me that they were pressing higher than they normally do in the first half. Is that right? And B, how do you think that you handled it and how did it evolve through the game for you?
They switched things around throughout the game. I think that we expected them to kind of come with a 4-4-2, but on the goal kick, they actually had 3 up. But although they had 3 up, they didn't press right away in the beginning. I think they were trying to set a trap, kind of let it play out to someone like Yamar, and then once we are kind of locked in on one side, maybe then really close it in. Again, you try to see whether it works. I think the one thing too is you can never isolate a single play, right? If you've tried to play out of the back 3 times in a row and you've barely escaped 3 times in a row, you have to take that into consideration on the next one. You can't just say, well, we're just going to keep on going. I think we were able to find some intermediary balls quite well to Christian, using Will at times. But, I think it was a good mix. And obviously, once we got the goal, I think they were a bit more eager to jump and try to regain possession quicker. So it wasn't the prettiest game. It wasn't as much possession as we want in an ideal situation. But again, this is a difficult place to come and win. And sometimes it doesn't have to be pretty. It just has to be effective. We'll take the 3 points. That's right.
Felipe Maqueda.
Thank you, Matt. Stefan, so far has this been the most difficult game for you guys? Seems like Portland for moments pressed really, really high, and the team was not able to hold them down.
I think every game has had its spells. If you look back at the very first one against Minnesota, I think first half they were pressing us pretty hard too. Bend but don't break. All right, I think we've been able to absorb for the most part good spells of pressure when the opponent is a bit on the upper hand, but then also really take care of business when we have
our spells. So again, it's a game of ebbs and flows. So I wouldn't say there's been one game in particular that's been the toughest challenge. We faced challenges left and right. Again, Minnesota beginning a bone to pick with us because of last year. LAFC always up for it at LAFC. LA Galaxy hungry with a guy who was firing on all cylinders. Now against our rival at their place. I mean, there isn't any more challenges, bigger challenges in this league than what we're facing right now. But so sometimes it's not going to be pretty when you have these challenges, but we came out on top. So I'm super happy with that. Gaining a lot of confidence in the team for this guy again to come in and score a goal. Massive. So we're going to keep trying to keep going with this.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Nico Moreno, why don't you wrap us up here? We'll cut these guys loose.
Yeah, hey, just wanted to know, Steph, obviously a great game, but there's that free kick that ends up on the goal. Did that surprise you on pace or positioning? Kind of wanted to get your thought process on that.
No surprise, just good execution. You know, I think that free kick was comparatively speaking to the LAFC goal. That was further. We have to jump. So I really wanted to make sure, and we've had discussions about this, but I wanted to take that worry for a wall away from them, that, you know, they didn't have to worry about keeping their toes down and making sure there's not too big of a gap. So I told Raul to go because we have to jump. That's ideal distance for someone like this guy, you know, to get it up and get it back down. And in the end, it's just good execution on their part, I think. I was able to get a decent push on it in the hand, but curling away at all times. But yeah, obviously we wanted to shut out, but again, I'm not bitter about it. We got the win.
All right, guys. Steph, Fredy, thanks for joining us. We'll wrap the player portion of the press conference. Thank you guys again.
Just to end on the keepers union side, and I know it's with what we saw with Jeff Attinell, like a non-contact injury. I mean, it sucks to see that. So wish him all the best, and hopefully he has a speedy recovery.